Welcome to ADHD Power Tools, where we give you the tools to unlock the power within. Hello, Brooke. Today I want to talk to you about to-dos. We've talked about to-dos so many times before. We've had an episode on it.
It's a big to-do.
Yes, to-dos are big time for us with ADHD. And I want to tell you some of the tools I use to make sure I get my to-dos done. Whenever I think to-dos, I think of the three main things. I think prioritizing, goals, and consistency. Now, I'll start for prioritizing. There's three questions I always ask. I ask myself, how long is this to-do or task going to take? An hour, 30 minutes? Is it quick and easy? How long is it going to take? And then I ask myself how important it is. Now, does it have to be done now? What does it align with my goals? How important is this task? And then I ask myself, when does it need to be done? Is it due tomorrow? Is it due in 2 days, in a week? Do I have to get it done today? And that's how I usually prioritize my to-dos, my tasks that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to run back to the main question, goals. What am I trying to achieve here with these tasks and to-dos I'm trying to do? What's my goal in the end of the day? And I make sure I answer that question and I be consistent with it. Last thing is consistency, because commitment is one thing, but consistency is super important. That routine, doing it every day, writing down your to-dos on the flashcards and stabbing it on the spindle of accomplishments right here. For those of you who haven't watched our to-do episode
Way
back then, little flashcard here with some of my to-dos on it. I stab it on this little spindle and watch it. It's a great episode. So yeah, those are the three things I usually make sure I take care of with my to-dos: prioritization, goals, and consistency.
Yeah, I love that. And you have such creative ways of doing your to-dos. I love the spindle of accomplishments. And one piece of advice that I would just like to share, because we have implemented to-dos into our calls and our shows. So I don't want to reiterate anything that I've said before, but notice when you're too much in the weeds rather than having a bigger picture of the to-dos. For instance, if you're constantly in motion, right, you'll never be able to plan your to-dos. So you'll never be able to, and never is a strong word, so I don't want to say never, but it's very unlikely, or you're going to have a hard time to evaluate, are these to-dos important, like you said? Can they be eliminated? How do they align with my goals? When am I going to plan them? All of those things that are so important in managing your to-dos, because sure, our to-do list can be like a CVS receipt long.
Yes.
And a lot of people are using like task management systems like Asana and Trello to try to manage their to-dos. I actually just got off of a call with some business owners yesterday that they all use Asana to manage their to-dos. But the one thing is, if you dump your to-dos in a space, doesn't mean that they're going to get done.
Yep.
So try not to be stressed when you look at it, right?
Yeah,
try to say to yourself, okay, I have all these to-dos. Which ones do I have to do right now?
Yep.
Are they important? How long is it going to take? When can I plan them? And if I can't plan them, don't think I'm going to get them done. Can I delegate it? Or I'm going to have to push it off. Or if I can't push it off, something's gotta go. So the more you evaluate your to-dos and don't just dump it into a list, the more regularly it becomes a habit and you become more consistent with actually taking action on the important to-dos that you have to do.
And I want to bring up, I agree 100% with what you're saying. I want to bring up a little thing I completely forgot to say. A little cool tool I use is, when I want to remind myself on something, it's kind of more of like a reminder to do type of thing. I text myself the to do. So I have my own number saved as a contact, and I go in and I literally text myself and I leave the message app really quick So when it sends to myself, it shows as, oh, you have one message. And I make sure not to open it. So every time I open my phone, I see that and I'm like, oh, one message, what's going on? And I look at the messages and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do this to do. It's a reminder every time I open my phone. And it works like magic. It
Yeah,
works like magic.
I think that everyone has their own systems. I
Mhm.
actually coached someone who did exactly the same thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. It works for you, so
Mhm.
if
Exactly.
you have something that works for you, then use it.
Go ahead.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. If it doesn't work, figure out why it's not working, and if it's not the right system for you, find something else. But don't look at all these, which I know as an ADHDer myself, we get excited about all these different ways to plan our to-dos, right? Like, this
100%.
is going to be the magical way. This is going to be the magical planner. This is going to be the magical app. This is going to be the magical organization system. If you have something that works, use it if you can get excited about it and gravitate towards it.
100%. 100%. There's something that works for everyone. Everyone's brain is different. Different brains, the production of this series. Everyone's brain is different. Every brain is like a snowflake. They're all different. And we all have our own creative ways. Try things in a day. It's the most important thing is to try something and see if it works for you. And find those tools, those adaptive skills and tools to help you achieve your goals.
Do your to-dos to not make it a huge to-do.
There you go. I love that.